This is broken, so expect videos to be like this from now on. Thanks. Now let's get on to the meat and okay, let's get on to what this video actually is about. I am going to show you some very interesting things. Things that no mere mortal should see. I am going to show you. Well, I mean, you've already seen Goyo before, but you have not seen everything that I have made about the kaiju. I have made so many different stories, and I made like trying to make a comic that didn't work out, but we're gonna go through all this, and I'm gonna make fun of myself because I feel like that. We're gonna start with the most recent one because I stopped in 3 months ago, but I haven't like made like because I haven't like really finished anything since like 8 months ago. So December, it was in December. So yeah, let's just begin with this comic that I was gonna make. It was called Goyo Legendary Monster. It never materialized because I couldn't draw. Of course, that doesn't bother me anymore right now because I am making a comic, though it's about furries because I guess I am a furry now. It's actually about anthropomorphic animals, but whatever. The plot was gonna be about like it was gonna be a lot about like because I really liked like I started getting into like Sailor Moon and all kinds of cool stuff like that. So I was like, it's gonna be about this person finds out they have secret powers and they're actually an alien. And then there's also Goyo for some reason who fits in somehow. And then there's some evil villains, and then the main guy's name is Mr. Smiles, who's based off the Joker. So yeah, I wanted to plagiarize a couple of things, but that never happened. So I mean, I'm kind of happy with that. I kind of like the art though because that's I don't know who the chick's name is. I'd have to like go and look at it. But yeah, I totally didn't rip off Mothra. Actually, it looks a lot like my other kaiju. His name is Biro, which is oddly enough not a bee, it's a wasp. And yeah, buildings. Goyo's like right here. Yeah. And like it's called Goyo Legendary Monster #1. Kaiju Comics. Best comic series ever. And yeah, here is just going to give you a little rundown of what it was about. It's like, hey everyone, thank you for reading this comic. But before you start reading, I want to say that Goyo was originally created in 2016 and appeared in his own short series prior to this. The stories are far different and are part of a different universe that is highly inspired by old Japanese kaiju television series. Regarding this comic and how many issues it will last is questionable, and I know because of my Goyo short series and other projects. But without further delay, please enjoy the first issue of Goyo Legendary Monster. So yeah, it promises a lot of things that never happened because I got bored. But yeah, it was created in 2016, but I had like a similar monster idea in 2014, 15-ish. So I mean, Goyo's been around for too long in my life. And yeah, inspired by Ultraman. I love to rip off things. And this first story is called The Truth. It has my real name on it, which I will not disclose, but I was credited as the writer, the artist, blah, blah, blah. The character's created by me, blah, blah, blah. And text box is going to be like purple, whatever. I don't know. Maybe you can see my real name. I don't care. It says Goyo 2016 to 2021. All rights reserved. I got like drawings of trees and buildings and clouds and the moon. Yeah, the moon. So, and a road, and yeah, there's not much in there. That's pretty much it. Yeah, Goyo Legendary Monster lasted for a very long time. Obviously, it had over like 1 billion issues, and like it was just like a big ambitious project. I mean, there's a game coming out. There's a whole like live action movie, and then there's an anime, and then there's like toys, and I just don't think I can get into that stuff, guys. I just can't. Okay, and oh my god, why? Why did I do this? Okay, next we're gonna get into this very interesting idea. So I started to write fan fiction because my fan fiction is actually pretty good. It's not any of the kiss me, kiss me, do this, do that. We're gonna have children and this and that and yada yada. No, it's actually have stories that probably could happen within the universe, but they don't happen. So I made them myself. I have a lot of fan fiction. Yeah. This is based off of Sonic Sat AM, which is a really good series that I watched, and I really liked it, so, yeah. Number one is just Tails' Revenge. It was based off of a fan fiction that I, oddly enough, never finished because I am lazy. And comics just isn't my thing. Like, the green, whatever that is, that's from the show. And this is supposed to be blue, all from the show, yada yada. And building, yeah, road. And then I'm just gonna read this. And I'm gonna tell you what the characters are because I mean, of course, this is a Godzilla YouTube channel, but I mean, it's also my personal, I don't know, channel because I definitely did not make 200 other channels because I debated a long while about making this video. I mean, that totally did not happen. I totally have not been thinking about it for weeks. So Tails is like, Sonic, where are you? And also, can I just say that this Tails drawing is the best thing ever? I mean, not even Archie or like, yeah, I don't remember the other. No Archie or Sega can't even come up with that. I mean, and I also have this, the character's name is Rotor, which is also from this show. So. Yeah, we're gonna read the page and we're gonna see how this comic comes out. I mean, there wasn't much made because again, comics take a long time, and this was all done with colored pencils and has questionable art. And I really don't know why I'm showing you guys this because I don't think, and I'm doing it, whatever. Yeah. Uncle Chuck's Chili Dogs, that one thing that is drawn either better or worse than the last page, so than the cover was. And then there's Tails, which is drawn okay, I guess. And then there's Sally, which that's the stuff nightmares are made of. And then there's Bunny, who doesn't even look like her actual counterpart. Like, God, why did I make this? And then she says, "Stay down, y'all. We have company." And the cringe just begins. And yeah. And then Tails is like, "Hey, it's Sonic!" And it's like, "Quiet, Tails, you don't want to get caught, do you?" Yeah, and then just like, "Wait, Sally girl, Sugar Hog is coming," because I was trying to talk like the characters. And that worked out great. And then there's Sonic. Oh my god, I love that Sonic. He's the best Sonic ever. You cannot tell me otherwise. That is Sonic. That is how you draw Sonic right here. You draw Sonic exactly like that. And yeah, there's that, and then that. Yeah, and then this is called a swap bot. And it says inside the hovercraft, life form detected. He looks like he's wearing sand armor. So I mean, shall we contact Robotnik? And then like controls like right there, and it's like sounds bounce around this place, and then affirmative, and then turn to the next page to find out. So that never happened because I got bored as usual. And I took that scene with the swap bots directly from the cartoon because I like to plagiarize. And I took that idea of turn the next page to find out from a YouTuber that I stole the idea from because I love to plagiarize. Plagiarizing is my favorite thing. I'm going to go to jail. Okay. Okay. Let's go over a few more. this requires a little bit of explaining, okay? Well, first, some of the pictures require explaining. This is the okay. So I was writing the short stories, and in between, I was like, "Hey, I should put more content out for it." So I was like, "I'm gonna write a full-on freaking novel about of my kaiju," which did not work out great. I got bored of it, and this was what's called. It was called Goyjoi versus Squid Aliens. The next one's gonna be called Goyjoi on the Mysterious Island, and Goyjoi versus the Time Worms, and all that cool stuff. So yeah, there's a Squid Alien. I don't know what they're called. I forget. And the helicopter says, "Oh darn it!" Helicopter says Norge because I watched the thing and I was like, "That's cool. I want to put a reference to that." And then there's Goyo, and I hate that drawing of Goyo. It needs to die in a hole. But I like the perspective. So I mean, and yeah, just I yeah, and yeah. This is I forget that monster's name, but I know that's supposed to be like Goyo for some reason. And buildings and whatever. It's called Goyo 3D to the Max, which the title is stolen from a Godzilla movie that never got made from 2007 to 2008, I believe, called Godzilla 3D to the Max, and it was going to have a kaiju called Deathla in it. I like to steal stuff. And yeah, then there's like Flame, and I kind of like this cover a little bit. So yeah, and then the tagline says, "Welcome to hell." The point in my YouTube channel where the content is no longer allowed for children, it's only for adults when I say the word hell. But just wait until I show you. One day I'm going to show you my actual book I did publish that actually has so many curse words in it. It's kind of edgy. And then this is just, I thought putting in rainbow would be cool. This is not to signify that anything. It's just I thought rainbow was cool. So and this is actually a Bureau's head. I mean, that's a kaiju I made. And then this is supposed to be like a person I made called Roger. Yeah, he looks like I don't know. This is Goyo, and I don't like it. And then this is editor's cut. I kind of like that though, because this was a different version that I made. So, and I put actually on Wattpad. So I mean, I'll put the link in the description. But yeah, that's just that cover. It's something. Oh boy, now we're going to get to the actual first short story. Well, the first of this continuity, because there's a bunch of continuities. First, you have what I like to call the original continuity, also known as like the lost continuity. And then there's the classical continuity. And then there is the comic continuity, which I like to call the what the hell was I thinking continuity. And no, there's classical, and then there's short story, and then yeah, whatever the hell I was thinking continuity. So yeah, there's a bunch of continuities. Oh, I also made a script based off this story, so I mean, I was really committed to this. But let's just begin, and let me just show you all this amazing like stuff that yeah. This is Goyo, and I actually have one. Let me go grab it. Do you see a resemblance with the way I made the letters on the top? Yeah, I stole it from a G-Fan magazine. Not this one specifically, but I stole it from one of them. And where do I even begin? Like, it just says Goyo, and like he says, "In Goyo debut," which is a great name for the debut of a character. You want to let them know that it's the debut. So let the audience know all that. And it says Goyo #1, KC Incorporated, because that's totally a real company. It's as fake as a day of SpongeBob SquarePants, the movie. And 2017, $0.25, $1.25 Canadian, because I was literally looking at GFan when I made this. December 15th, 2017. That's literally, I'm not even kidding. I made the cover that day, and then I made the story the same day. I was very committed, I will say again. Yeah, and then there's my Kaiju. I wrote a new one. Every time there's a new one, I put it over the cover. So Goyjoi does not appear on the cover much. Only like his doppelgangers. So, I mean, there's Goyjoi, and then there's Kerman, which my brother just freaking loves Kerman for some reason. He also loves like part in I believe one of the issues where it's like purple mushrooms. He thinks that's funny. And then there's Peller. And let me tell you, just for fun, I'm going to tell you all about the references I used. Goyjoi is taking from the Hanna-Barbera Godzilla in Shin Godzilla. I think it's pretty obvious. And his carapace is taken from Anguirus. I mean, Kerman's taken from a Ultraman kaiju called King Joe, which is from Ultra 7 originally, and then like several more series. And yeah, and his visor's taken from Gigan because I thought Gigan was cool. And I didn't want to get sued, so I mean, I think I did pretty good gun though. That's the gun. And then Peller is literally that dinosaur from like Dragon Ball Z that like chases after Gohan in the first season. That is literally what Peller is. And he's fat. He's chunky. And he has a weird tail. And yeah, he has a small head, and yeah. And it says by Kaiju King. Originally said my first name and my last name, but I changed it because I showed these on YouTube like months ago, I believe. And then like the story, which is in it, which is actually kind of long. But I'm gonna tell you how different. I have read my first Goyjoi story that I published on Wattpad, which is significantly different than this version. And there's a good reason why. There's almost no humans in this. The first 2 or 3, I think, have humans. And then after that, I'm just like, fight! End. Because I didn't like the human characters in kaiju stories, even though they are crucial to the plot. So, let's dramatically read this. One night in a small broken down building with the windows busted out, the bricks into cracks, a scientist known only as Dr. M by the GDF was perfecting his greatest creation yet, a monster to combat Goyjoi. Nobody knows exactly where Goyjoi came from. Some say an experiment by Dr. M gone wrong, a monster from space, or a monster reawakened from the Cretaceous period. Whatever the reason, Goyjoi has protected planet Grathon time and time again. Oh, it's just Carthon, never mind. So it doesn't take place on Earth originally, it takes place on this Earth lookalike, which I thought was pretty cool. It's carried on to some of my other works, I guess you could say. Yeah. Vix! Yelled Dr. M. Also, there's no quotation marks to let you know that Vix is talking. I don't know it's Vix, so. Dr. M was a tall, skinny man. Yeah, Dr. M was a man, not a girl. With a gas mask on and wears a strange lab coat with yellow gloves and black shoes. Yes, Dr. M, said Vix from a far distance. Release Peller and send a message to Boss T. Yes, Dr. M, said Vix. So yes, Boss T, Vix, and Dr. M all carry on to the next continuity. There's no Dungley. Even though, like, personally, he is my favorite character I've created because he's literally the smartest one that's the bad guy. And Dr. M's just so incompetent. I mean, I have not, like, read, like, all of the stories I made on Wattpad and shared. But let's just say that Dungley actually becomes sort of a smart aleck, and he's kind of funny. So, I mean, yeah. Meanwhile, in a big round dome, Boss T was in the control room sipping a cup of coffee. The control room was silver in color and had a big square monitor with a few buttons and a few smaller cubicles. Boss T was a sharp-looking man with sharp blue eyes, a big beard. He always had a gray suit on and had black shoes. Just then, Craig came running in the room shouting, "Boss, boss!" Boss T said, "What is it?" Craig told Boss T how Dr. M had released a monster and sent a message to challenge Goyo against Peller. I can't flip the page. I can't flip the page. I can't flip. Oh, there we go. It's good, guys. Boss T called for them to send out Goyo and Kerman, the GDF's personal robot. It's a robot. Goyo was a green T-Rex looking monster with 2 pointed horns, white iris. I didn't say irises. I said iris. Like, iris, like the Gamma Kaiju. With a black pupil. Not pupil, guys. It's a pupil. Pupil. Pupil? Pupil, is that you? And black claws with a tail that has a mouth. Kerman was a gold robot. Was a gold robot. Okay, there's no comma. A gun on his right arm and a grabber hand on his left. Yes, a grabber hand. The strange monster Peller was an orange Tyrannosaurus Rex with what seems to look like an orange dagger at the backer end of its head. I like that word, backer. That is like the best word ever. Hands down. And bumpy back. He was also bulky. Okay. First, Goyo fought Peller, punching and kicking Peller, until finally he used his red laser eyes on Peller, causing him to fall over. That's in quotation marks. Wait, no. That's a parentheses. Then Goyo started biting until finally he used his tail beam, causing Peller to flip and fall. Then Peller shot toxic fumes from his mouth, severely hurting Goyo until finally Kerman kicked Peller in the face and shot Peller in the neck, causing him to bleed to death. Rated M for mature. Goyo and Kerman then returned to GDF base, Goyo Defense Force. So, yeah. It's, something. Also, it's very bloody. Not as bloody as actually the continuity that I put on Wattpad. Some of those are actually very, very bloody, and they're not meant for children. Okay, and now I'm going to read the excerpt from the back. In the stunning new series, see Goyo and Kerman fight monsters and stop the evil plots of the evil Dr. M. Disclaimer, Goyo's created by... Oh crap, my real name's on there. Douglas Bradley, and is created for entertainment purposes. However, all suggestions are welcome. TM Goyo 2017, all rights reserved. So yeah, and then there's all like, I put a different color around the border, so yeah, that's that. And I'm feeling lucky. I'm gonna do more. I'm feeling lucky. I don't think this camera's gonna die on me. Watch it just die on me. So I'm gonna just grab another one. Yay! Okay. Goyo and Goyo Goes Bananas. I stole this from a Dragon Ball Z episode because you had these little packets in the season sets, and one of the episodes was Gohan Goes Bananas, and I like to rip off of things. Okay, and then there's Goyo, blada blada, and this is Kragular, which was my King Kong ripoff. So Goyo number 2, KC Inc. 2017, $0.25, $1.25 Canadian, December 15th, 2017, made on the same day. Kragular. And this is just a page and a little bit over. So it's done, said Dr. M from a distance. Dr. M then told Vix to release his newly created creation, Kragular Free. Kragular was a big, bulky gorilla with brown fur, an oval robot head, and a big eye similar to Kerman's. I put the comma correctly, though. I kind of am proud of that. I mean, I guess, thank you. So, yeah, this is a bit different than the actual continuity that I posted on Wattpad because Kragular in that continuity is reused, but in this one, he's just like another monster created because it's like based off of like the Saturday morning cartoons of like 80s, 90s, and some of them nowadays, like where it's just like Let's make a new monster. Or like Tokusatsu series, just like new monster. We just have the knowledge to create monsters on a daily basis. That's all they do with their lives. Meanwhile, the GAF, the Goyjoi Attack Force, which carries on to the next continuity, was doing test preparations for their Sea Fighter sub and Dog Attack helicopter. Oh crap, this is a long story. I really don't. Oh my gosh. I had this friend, I don't want to say his name, so we're just going to call him, Carter. Yeah, I had this friend named Carter, and we had an idea to take Goyo further because I showed him my story, and he thought that was really cool. And he's like, "Hey, Chris, you know what we should do? We should like create like a universe." And I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds awesome." So I got started on the screenplay. He got started on the storyboard, and the screenplay was significantly different than the storyboard. And because I want to put more kaiju in it, including my kaiju called Rhyterodon, which I made several, and then we just approved and disapproved. And yeah, long story short, didn't end well. And he's like, wanted to steal my creation, and I was like, you can just have your design. I'll just take my creation elsewhere, and that's why it's on Wattpad. So he can't put it anywhere because I can take him to court and I'll be like, it's on Wattpad on that day. I made all these Google Docs, so it's obviously came first. So yeah, I tried to take my creation. And like at that point, Goyo was just like a goat monster. Yeah, I like my plagiarized design better. Where was I at? Okay, there I was. Said a monster now known as Kragler had started attacking Optum City, which is a city that carried on to the newest continuity. Well, no, not the newest continuity, but the Wattpad. I'm just going to call it the Wattpad continuity. Yeah, it carried on to the Wattpad continuity. And is now heading for Neo City, also known as Neon City. I think I stole that idea from Pokemon. In a desperate attempt, Boss T told Craig to release Goyo and Kerman. Oh yeah, Craig carries on to the next continuity. So, I mean, the Wattpad continuity, so he's also the assistant. When Goyo and Kerman arrived, they told Kragler in Kaiju words to back off, which Kragler refused. So Kerman started fighting Kragler with kicks and a shot from his gun, but it wasn't effective, so Kerman decided to try his new teleportation. He came behind Kragler and shot a beam from his antenna, which was effective. So Kragler shot a beam from his eye, hurting Kerman. Goyo then shot his toxic fumes from his mouth that he stole from Powder, blinding Kragler for a little bit. Goyo appeared, then a pride of... Then, I don't even know what that word is, like... Then a pride, whatever. Then fried Kragler's brain. Then Goyo threw Kragler a few feet, destroying her. It's a her confirmed. It's like how in the Godzilla universe that Biollante is actually a chick. So, there were some scribbles because I was editing these when I was showing these off to YouTube. So, I mean, oh, it's not over. Never mind. Sorry. Goyo returned to GDF headquarters while Kerman returned for repairs and an upgrade. Yeah. And then it says, this time Goyo and Kerman find themselves going bananas. Can our heroes win? Find out. There are no bananas in here. And disclaimer is the same thing, and trademarks, same thing. But this is like red now, because like, yeah, different border. Yeah. And, yeah. I'm not so much happy with Kragler's design. I may redesign him one of these days, because I think my art skills have gotten slightly better, a little bit better, but not too bad, but not too good either. I'll show off my art in another video because, I mean, I'm having fun. I'm having a lot of fun. Okay, I'm gonna do one more, and we're gonna do 1 through 3, and then we'll do like a bunch more because they're just a bunch more another day because they're just so short. This one's kind of in a bad condition. Goyo in danger. Goyo and going number 3, Casey Yank, Blah, blah, blah. That's the same thing. December 15th, 2017. And I made this when my family members were all in the front room watching a horror movie. And I was like, wasting my time making this story. Yes. Bureau is a wasp and Soldier Bureau. Now you're just about to find out that Bureau is like probably the most evil kaiju I've ever created because it has no sympathy, especially when I get into like all the different versions that this character appears in. But yeah, let's begin. On a remote island, an egg is hatching, producing a wasp monster that will soon be called Bureau. Bureau attacks a small village and later Neo City. Bureau is a blue wasp with a combination of red and gray. Soon producing eggs. Boss T has dubbed the creatures that work for Bureau as Soldier Bureau. Yeah, that's a pretty interesting name to call them. I wish it was something dumb like Timothy. There's a bunch of Timothys attacking the city. Which are ant-like creatures with a combination of green and red. They soon start killing everyone and nesting underneath buildings, producing new eggs. I think I stole this from like a couple of different horror movies, specifically about insects. Desperate, the GDF calls upon Goyjoi to save the day. Unfortunately, Bureau orders that the Soldier Bureau attack and swarm and layer up on Goyjoi, hurling Goyjoi into the water. Which is a scene I stole from Gamera 2 Attack of the Legion, which is where the Legion layer up on Gamera and he goes in the water. I just love to steal stuff. Okay, let's begin. Goyjoi appears later asking for a rematch. Again, Bureau orders the Soldier Bureau to attack, swarm, and layer again. This time, however, Goyjoi burns all 300 of them with his laser eyes. That's a lot of them because I don't even think there's that many in like of insects and like Goyjoi 2 Gamera 2 Attack of the Legion. I think there's like 20 or 30 and there's like 300 of these. Goyo's like evil. He has like no sympathy sometimes. Yeah. At first it seems Goyjoi has the upper hand. However, Bureau then uses her secret and deadly weapon, her stinger. She then lets Goyjoi attack and miss. Then she injects Goyjoi with a deadly virus known as Terramaze, which I believe is called Kestramaze in the Wattpad continuity. And yeah, this is just darker in the Wattpad continuity, which is what I love about it. It's so cool. So edgy. Okay. And which causes Goyjoi to go into a coma, which Bureau uses to wreck stuff at Neo City or a Neo City. Yeah, I stole the idea from Gamera versus Jiger, which is when Jiger just and then like Gamera just like goes into coma. Yeah. I love kaiju, so I mean like I take inspiration a lot. Fortunately, he is resurrected and restored and is able to resurrected? He died. Goyo's first death, and I didn't even realize it. Goyjoi died before I even killed him. Okay. Destroy Bureau's stinger and then fight and kill Bureau by burning her. Then Goyjoi stomps on Bureau's burning corpse and destroys her egg sac. Yes. With Kerman in need of repairs, how will Goyjoi fight? Find out. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, this is all yellow, and yeah. So that was Goyjoi, and yeah, I enjoyed sharing that off with y'all because first I wish there's Timothy's in the third story, but you know, a guy can only dream. So yeah, if you like this video, remember to comment, subscribe, and yada yada. This is a kaiju video, and there may be more of these reading. No, there will be more because this was so much fun, and I got to tell you so much information about behind the scenes that I have not told anybody, and that was fun. I'm gonna make probably some figure reviews like this now because I mean, like I just said, my selfie sticks broke, so. And that's how I feel that they never made Godzilla vs. Ghost Godzilla in 1995.